I thank Scott Eisner and his executives for the invitation extended to me to deliver these remarks to you, members of the Chamber of Commerce of the United States of America. I thank the Chamber once again for the honor it bestowed on me some 3 years ago, when at the Grand Hyatt in New York, it presented me with the 2018 Outstanding Leaders Award. It was, in fact, the first award I received upon becoming president from a foreign organization, and it is one I'll continue to cherish. Ladies and gentlemen, the importance of this event cannot be lost on anyone, especially as the nations of the world strengthen their cooperation to eliminate the scourge of the COVID-19 pandemic. What the pandemic has taught us is that it is in the mutual interest of Africa and the United States of America, and indeed the rest of the world, to forge relationships that will guarantee shared prosperity for us all. For many, many decades, Africa's economic relationship with the developed economies of the world has been based primarily on the export of unprocessed raw materials from Africa to, and the importation of manufactured products and technologically advanced services from the developed economies. Unsurprisingly, the economies of Africa built on this type of exchange have been unable to provide decent standards of living for the mass of their peoples. A second strand of this economic relationship has been structured around the provision of aid, ostensibly to help lift Africans out of poverty. Well-intentioned as it is, it has not achieved its purpose, nor has it been healthy for the giver or the receiver. Africa needs to develop the capability to produce efficiently a wide array of modern products and services, and to trade competitively with the rest of the world in finished products. This is the most effective way to transform Africa's economies, generate employment and prosperity for her people, and as an important byproduct, halt the tragic specter of African youths moving out of the continent, braving horrifying odds in search of the mirage of better living outside of the continent. I dare say that the fundamental responsibility for this change rests with us Africans. We can and should build economies in Africa that are globally competitive and whose principal modes of engagement with other countries are through trade, investment, and political cooperation as equal partners. Inasmuch as Africans need to move away from the mindset of dependence and aid, the developed world likewise must abandon the mentality of charity to the poor Africans that has tended to shape their relationships with Africa. The time has come to establish a sustainable strategic partnership based on trade and investment cooperation. On our own, but for the pandemic, we in Africa were already beginning to chart a new path of improved macroeconomic management, enhanced domestic revenue mobilization through reforms in public revenue policy and administration, and creation of conducive environments for businesses to flourish, including tackling corruption and curbing excessive bureaucratic procedures. Despite the positive development, the perception still lingers that Africa is a continent marked by wars, famine, macroeconomic mismanagement, corruption, and red tape that stifle business. For us, this clearly means we have to do a better job of marketing the prospects of our continent. And equally important, we have to continue with and deepen the reforms that will attract the requisite investment into the continent. A very important plank in the quest for shared responsibility will be the USA's strong support to the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA. The AfCFTA will link all the 54 markets of the continent, covering 1.2 billion people, into a single market. It is the world's largest free trade area outside of the World Trade Organization itself. By 2050, it will cover an estimated 2.5 billion people. That is, 1 in 4 people on Earth will be African and have over a quarter of the world's working age population. Imagine the business and investment opportunities offered by the infrastructure required to link these markets more effectively. And imagine the business opportunities that this huge market would offer for manufacturing and service firms from the United States of America that could establish production facilities in Africa to serve the African markets. And with the accelerated growth that will result from all these, the market opportunities for exporters from the USA could be truly amazing. We in Ghana are aware that the benefits of the AfCFTA will not come automatically to Ghanaians. We have thus far been successful since 2017 in implementing a comprehensive industrial transformation program to reignite the economy by promoting and expanding value addition across the length and breadth of the country. The implementation of the government's flagship programs, such as the Program for Planting for Food and Jobs, the Planting for Food and Export Program, the Port Modernization Program, and the new Integrated Trade Facilitation and Customs Management System, are all interventions designed to transform the Ghanaian economy and position Ghana as a manufacturing hub of the region. These programs have been designed to enable Ghanaian private sector operators participate fully in the AfCFTA framework. We're leveraging the opportunity of serving as hosts of the AfCFTA Secretariat to become a new commercial capital of Africa, a regional trade hub, and a new gateway to the continent. Ladies and gentlemen, the realization of this vision has been boosted by the fact that our economy, even in the face of the global pandemic of COVID-19, continues to show resilience and a much faster rate of recovery than originally envisaged, and was indeed one of the fastest growing economies in the world between 2017 and 2020, averaging an annual 7% GDP growth rate. Despite the pandemic, our economy was one of the few in the world to have registered a positive GDP growth in 2020, albeit at 0.9%. We're working to grow the economy at a much faster rate this year, our target being a 5% GDP growth rate. Through the 100 billion CD, the equivalent of 17 billion United States dollars, Ghana Cares or Bantampa program, the revival and revitalization of the Ghanaian economy are underway. The main elements of this program are A, supporting commercial farming and attracting educated youth into commercial farming. B, building the country's light manufacturing sector. C, developing engineering, machine tools, and ICT digital economy industries. D, fast-tracking digitalization. E, developing Ghana's housing and construction industry. F, establishing Ghana as a regional hub. G, reviewing and optimizing the implementation of government flagships and key programs. And H, creating jobs for young people and expanding opportunities for the vulnerable in society, including physically challenged persons. The medium-term outlook, supported by the implementation of the Ghana Cares program, is bright. We are confident that we will emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic with a stronger and more resilient economy. It is an exciting time to be in Ghana and do business in the country. So I would urge the U.S. private sector to take advantage of the business-friendly climate in the country, to invest in Ghana. We're determined to involve the private sector to help resolve the deficit in infrastructure. Is one of the unfortunate characteristics of the Ghanaian economy, and indeed of the economies of virtually all African countries. I commend to you areas in water, health, housing, road and rail infrastructure, transport, industry, manufacturing, agriculture, petroleum and gas, the exploitation of our considerable mineral wealth of bauxite, iron ore and gold, renewable energy, and ICT growth. Regardless of where you choose to invest in Ghana, government has instituted a number of fiscal incentives for the investor, depending on the nature of the activity or the location of the investment. Ghana is rightly considered a beacon of democracy in Africa, with a strong attachment to the principles of democratic accountability, respect for human rights, and the rule of law. In the same vein, we're determined to make an example of rapid economic growth within the context of a well-developed market economy. We welcome your contribution to this endeavor. I thank you for your attention.